What is up, everybody? Welcome to another live Pendergast podcast on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Well, early afternoon for me, in the evening for my two good mates right here. Listen, it's an absolute honor, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody hears me talk about the Clothing Kings and my man Jake Marsh and R&D Racing all the time, like 300 some episodes already on the podcast, right? With many more to come. It's an absolute honor always to sit down with these two legends of the sport. But before we get into this episode is sponsored by Next Level Financial. Take control of your financial future. Get your complimentary financial analysis today by Seth Starnes. And I always talk about one of my other sponsors is Bison. Don't buy that off the rack suit. Don't do it. If you have one, make a purse or a backpack, give it to your wife or your kid. Get you a full custom suit, people. It is 2025. Love yourself, treat yourself. A full custom suit, it's a night and day difference, right? You have a suit that don't fit you correctly. If it's too big in certain areas, which it's going to be, and it's going to be too small in other areas, right? You don't want that. So treat yourself. Bisontrack.com, people. But ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute honor to sit down with my man Martin from the Clothing Kings and the legend himself, Jake Marsh. What is up?
All right, Chris.
All good, mate.
Listen, I'm good. I'm sitting here talking to you two legends right now. So yeah, life is good, baby. Life is good. Oh man. So the last time I had you on, Martin, we talked about how you got into the sport and the whole clothing business. And since then, man, you have grown and you have been booming and steady busy, my friend. And Jake, obviously I've had you on many times. The last time I had you on, was that before your accident?
I think it was before the accident.
So a lot has changed and come to fruition. A lot has changed since then. I couldn't even say that word. So yeah, man, listen, we got a lot to talk about. So let's get into it. Martin, I'm going to start with you, mate, dude. Tell me what's been happening since the last time me and you sat down and talked.
It's about a year, I think, isn't it, Chris?
Yep.
Far off. Loads, really, to be honest. Clothing-wise, we've grown a lot bigger in the BSB. We're sponsoring 2 rounds in Bimpsy at the moment, the Thunderbike Sport and the new Retro Thousands. It's been manic, but in a very, very good way.
I love it, man. I love the growth. It's always amazing to see all my friends in the industry grow, right? That means our industry's growing too as well. And I tell everybody, mate, you have the best, I can't even talk this morning, best clothes out there in the market. I get so many compliments on my jackets and in my shirts that I wear around. And I tell everybody all the time, baby, the clothingkings.co.uk. That's where you can go and get your merch. So while you're listening to this, go ahead, go to the website, go to the partnership page, man, and order you guys some merch. Not only does he have my merch, he's got BSB guys out there merches too as well. Obviously, my man Jake the Snake right here. And yeah, man. So Jake, the last time I had you on, you actually didn't you get a sponsorship out of that deal? Or some money?
Well, I was meant to have a ride.
Okay.
Before my accident, I think I did speak to you, didn't I? I did speak to you mid-season just before I moved on to the 1,000.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was meant to go on a ride, and I was meant to be at the MotoGP wildcard last year with the stock 1,000, and but it just all fell apart because I did my leg, obviously, and I've only just got signed off from the hospital literally a couple of weeks ago.
Well, good, man. Good. How's the leg doing?
It's all right. It's fully healed now, but I still get some aches in my knee and my hip where it's been pinned. I think it's just like rubbing on the tendons, but it's nothing too major. I live and learn.
So now every time you go through the airport thing, you're going to ding, and they're going to be like, step to the side and wave you and wind you down, right? Fun stuff, man. Fun stuff. And yeah, so the last time too, you had sent me pictures of a new CBR 1000RR you got.
Yep.
And since you've been riding it lately, right?
I went out in December. I went out to Almeria in Spain and had a little test just to see how I got on after the crash. I did all right, to be fair. I was back to my normal self.
Absolutely, right. So, dude, tell me what's obviously you use on the Triumph 675. Now you're on a proper beast, right? The 1000 Honda.
Yeah.
What's the experience like? Your first initial thoughts throwing your leg over the bike and taking it out?
Well, it was a shock for me because the first time out on it was straight into BSB Brands Hatch, straight into the first free practice. And yeah, I went out, and as soon as I hit the back straight, I was like, what the hell am I doing? The front wheel just came off the floor, and I was like absolutely flying. I couldn't even keep the throttle full pinned. It was really scary, but yeah, literally within a week, well, in the couple of times I rode it anyway, that week, I got comfortable on it really quickly, and I just gelled with it. Obviously, I like the Triumph a lot. Like, that's probably my most favorite bike I've ever ridden. But I seemed to just get on the Honda, and I just got on with it straight away. It was really nice.
And it's major differences, right? The Honda's got a shit ton more electronics than the Triumph did. And so how's that been, that transition side of things been, wrapping your head around all the engine braking, the traction control, the anti-wheelie, whatever, parachute mode, Millennium Falcon to the next level mode?
Well, it's a bit weird because on the Triumph we literally only had engine braking. I think that's all we could change. So obviously I know the engine braking side of things, but I really just keep it at one setting anyway. I didn't even have it set on full power yet on the Honda. It went that fast. But yeah, you could literally go in and change all the electronics and stuff because you got the Honda racing kit on it. So yeah, it's a bit crazy, but we haven't even learned it all yet.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot to learn, right? Now you get to sit down on a computer and you see all these blue and red and green, all these squiggly lines, and they mean all kinds of different shit. I'm like, when I look at it, Martin, I'm like, I have no idea what this is. Like, I have no idea what any of this means right here.
I take no notice. I just look ahead. I'm not like Jake.
Right, that's it. Yeah, I'll be back here in the back. I'll be cooking the burgers. You guys have at it. Yeah, it's you know, that's one side of racing. I think that a lot of riders gets a little bit lost in translation when they come from a bike with hardly anything to a bike where it's just got everything, right? And it's a big learning curve because it takes time to learn every setting and what it does. And, you know, Martin can sit here and tell Jake, oh, well, this is what you're going to feel, but saying it and going out there and feeling it's two different things, right? Yeah, big jump. Mate, I'm proud of you, man. Absolutely. Where'd you go, Jake?
Yeah, sorry, mate. I'm just trying to sort out my lights. Sorry, there we go.
I'm like, did he just fall off the planet? Where'd he go?
Yeah.
You know what he does on the bike?
He does do that. Yes, he does. That was awesome, Martin. Oh, my God. Terry Marsh says, love you, Martin.
GT, the legend. Love him to bits.
Absolutely.
Best cook in the paddock he is.
Well, good. I can't wait when I come out there to eat some of that food, mate, for sure. Hayden Turner says too many buttons now. Yeah, there's absolutely a lot of buttons on those. But dude, Jake will figure it out. Him and the whole RD racing crew are top notch, some of the best crew there is out there, and I have no doubt that they'll wing it and figure it all out, you know, in a short amount of time. And it is a lot to take in, right? Are you a little bit nervous about all that?
What about learning about all
learning all that? Yeah, dude. Because, well, to me, Jake, it's like when you're on there and you got so many more buttons, you know, kind of you got to retrain your mental state of mind to not only focus on what you're doing on the track, but also keep an eye down and focus on the buttons and placement of the buttons naturally where it is and what does what and all this.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a bit different, obviously, because I've never really had to worry about the electronics because I've never had any to change or anything to do with the electronics on the bike. So yeah, at least now we can learn a bit about that. I've got Jordan at Road Race Rider Coaching. He's coming on board this year and he's helping me, and he's going to be helping me out with my data side of things. So he's going to be running through all my data with me and teaching me all of that. So that'll be a really good help there. But yeah, we've got two of my mechanics and they're really looking forward to working with me on it. Jim and Luke. So yeah, I've got a good team behind me for this year that we can hopefully learn it and get everything perfect every time.
It's And you will. I have no doubt. And Martin, question for you: do you actually go to all Jake's races?
Go to a fair few of them. Yeah, I've been at the ones where he bounces down the track as well as does well. Yeah, I try and get to as many as I can. Being on the south coast, it's difficult because everything's millions of miles away. But if he's at Brands, Donington, stuff like that, I always do try and get there, catch up with him. But yeah, I was at Brands when he had his unfortunate one.
Yeah, I seen the video. It was a mighty big one.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, scared the hell out of all of us.
That scared the shit out of me when I sent it too. I was like, oh no, and then but your guys's not insurance, but you guys have free hospital visits and all that, right?
Yeah,
to a certain degree.
yeah, basically.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works out here. It's everything. You got to pay co-pays and pay this and pay that and blah 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 blah. So I'm glad they took care of you and you're back to 100%, Jake. And can't wait to see.
Well, I wouldn't really say taking care of me, but it was not a good experience at all in that hospital. No, like even one day they didn't even feed me. They literally just left me and didn't even come and ask me for food or anything. It was it was not the best.
No, that sucks, dude. You should have called me, man. I would have Ubered eat you some food at the hospital, man, from America. I'd have been like, dude, you got to hook him up with extra black pudding.
Oh, lovely.
No chance. No chance. I hate
I'm with you, Jake. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Martin, on the other hand, he's like, yes, absolutely. Let me get it.
Anything. Absolutely anything. Quantity over quality.
Yeah, I'm good on that, Martin. It's all you, baby. It's all you. Floris, what is up, Floris? He says, what's up, lad? You, my friend, how you been? Floris is awesome. And then we got Jane Franklin. It was family and friends that helped him. It always is, right? That's what family and friends are for. Those are the true people that always stand behind you and believe in you 100%. And it's so important, not only in the motorcycle industry, but also outside the industry, right? If Jake has people that stand behind him at the track and fully believe in him, even if he goes out there and he makes a mistake himself and he's beating himself up, it's imperative that, you got guys like Martin and everybody in his corner and be like, dude, you're good. It's everybody makes mistakes. It's all part of learning and progressing, to get Jake out of that, whatever mental state he's in at that time. Cause we all go through it, especially at the track. Right.
Yeah.
So it's good, man. It's good stuff, dude. Good stuff. So Martin, on your end of things, man, we talked about how much you've been growing. Right. And you got new riders on.
Yeah, we're doing still a few of the same ones in BSB. Still got Luke Hedger. We're doing Braden Elliott, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen the latest on where he's at this year. Done a few bits through for Tommy Bridewell, which is nice. Sort of brings the name up a little bit on that one. As I say, Chloe Jones we've taken on now in the World Super Sport. Obviously, Jake in Bempsey. I do a lot in Bempsey as well, so it's quite nice being up there, supporting a few of the rounds and having Jake up there as well. So, yeah, it's been a good start to the year. Very good start to the year.
I love it, man. Good news, man. Good news. I haven't heard anything of Braden. I talked to actually Braden Elliott. It's been maybe about a month ago. I got a buddy out here that had a ride for the Daytona 200 in the season in Moto America. So I was reaching out to people that I hadn't heard nothing about as far as what they were doing in 2025, and he got a lot of interest out of it. I'm waiting to see if he finally got a rider nailed down. It's actually a proper program. He's here in America, and he also is out there too, friends with, man, I don't want to get this wrong. I got to look it up. I should have wrote it down. I think Malcolm Ashley. Do you guys know him?
No, it's not a name I've heard.
All right. He, let's see. He has, he's out here, Team Astro Racing in BSB.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Astro JGR, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So MAR Performance Moto, which he actually lives here in Florida. So I've been reaching out to everybody, trying to get his seat filled for him. It was short notice, right? Obviously, but but it's a great program. It's for the Daytona 200 and actually the full season in Moto America and Super Sport on a brand new GSXR 750. So,
okay. Yeah, because it was talks about Braden going out on his own, but I haven't caught up with him now for a little while, so I'm out on the loop with that one.
yeah, he reached out to me and asked me about it, and I was like, mate, I'll just give you, all the info, and you contact him and call him up, and yeah, you guys sort it out, man. We'd love to have, obviously, you over here, Martin, and Jake over here, and everybody from over there. I think it's good for our sport too as well. I think sometimes people look at Moto America as not being, super competitive for whatever odd reason. It's been like that for a while. But then you got people like Loris Boss coming over here that was MotoGP, and Danielo Petrucci, and they didn't win, right? That they didn't wrap up the title. So, and I think that a lot of our tracks are close to BSB, so to speak, sense, right? Of course, there's nothing going to be like Cadwell Park. Let's be honest, right? Nowhere on the planet. But, as far as all the other tracks, some of our they're not the same, but it's got the same feel, the same aura, right? Some of the walls are just as close, and, all that good stuff. Kind of mirrored image, so to speak. So Hayden Turner says, sounds like Daytona future for Jake. Man, I would love to get Jake over here for the Daytona 200. Maybe, man, I'll call up homeboy. Maybe we could work something out for next year in 2026 and have the snake over here racing in Moto America, right?
Come with you, Jake.
Say what, Martin?
I'll go with him,
dude. Absolutely, and you guys can stay at my house, man, for free, 110%. It'd be an honor to have you guys here. Gary Smith says Martin is a legend. Yes, he is, Gary. Yes, he is.
That's old Gary, the photographer, Jake.
Yep.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, photography, man. It's certain pictures you see just move you in a certain way, right? It's that right there is a skilled trade too, is photography. People think, oh yeah, it should be easy. It's not that easy. Getting out there, getting the right snaps. I got a good buddy out there, Malcolm Shorter, that goes to Cadwell Park all the time. I don't know if Jake, Malcolm. Martin,
yeah,
do you know who Malcolm is?
Malcolm.
Yeah, heard the nut on the face.
Yeah, him and his wife Kim, they take some amazing shots too as well. So absolutely, man. So listen, 2025, Jake, Bimsy racing for you.
Yep. Bimsy going for the MRO Power Bike Championship. I mean, it's tough. It's a tough championship to come back into. To be fair, the MRO 600s I've raced in, and now the MRO Power Bike. Two are probably the hardest classes in Bimsy. So yeah, it's going to be good fun, and I can't wait to see what I can do in that.
I can't wait neither. Tell everybody what, people that are not familiar with Bimsy in the classes, tell everybody what the classes are and what is Bimsy for those that don't know.
So Bimsy is club racing. So obviously, basically, if you can't have the money to go to BSB, or even if you're just starting out, it's just a great place to ride. And Bimsy is it's like your own family. It's just so good, and everyone's so friendly there and helpful. Yeah, and it's honestly really good racing there. It's really good. But yeah, it's just like one of the many clubs that you've got out there. But Bimsy has got to be my favourite one. And yeah, I love it. There's so many great people there.
Do you guys have any circuits you race on BSB at Bimsy, or is it its own separate circuits?
So we race pretty much most of the BSB circuits. So we'll be doing Alton Park, Donington GP. What else have we got? I'm trying to think now. Cadwell Park, of course. But we'll do Brands as well. But for Brands, we only do the short circuit. We do the Indy circuit, and then we'll be doing Snetterton too. I'm trying to think what else there is. Oh, we also get to do the Donington National Circuit as well. So that should be we do. I think we do two rounds of Brands Indy, and I think maybe 2 rounds of Snetterton, and then we've got Alton Park, Cadwell Park, Donington GP, and Donington National. So it's a good layout of tracks, to be fair, and I'm looking forward to riding them all again.
100%, man. 100. And what's the difference between the Donington National, of course, the GP circuit's the full circuit, right?
Yeah. So the GP circuit, you come in before you have the Marborn Loop, the big hairpin. You've got the chicane before that as well. I can't think of the names of the corners now, but instead of having the chicane go to the left down to the Marborn Loop, you literally just go right through another chicane onto the start finish straight. So you lose about like 20 seconds off a lap time or something like that.
Yeah, it cuts out that whole back section, that long straightaway before it goes to the yeah. Terry said no Scotland.
Yeah, thank God we don't have to go all the way up to Knockhill. That's a long journey.
Okay, let's just go ahead, Martin. What did you say?
Permission up to the hill.
How far is the journey to Scotland from where you two are?
6.5, 7 hours.
Yeah, it's about 7 hours for me, something like that.
Mate, that's like nothing here in the U.S., right? Dude, and you wouldn't even be a third of the way through Texas in 6 hours. I mean, let's just be honest, right?
Just pop into the shop for you, Chris, isn't it?
Do what?
That's just pop into the shop for you,
dude. It's So from where I live, the closest racetrack that Moto America goes to is Virginia International Raceway. It's at like an hour and 30 minutes from me, from my doorstep. The next closest track, there's 3 of them, which would be Road America, which is in Georgia, New Jersey, which is in Jersey, and then Mid Ohio, and they're all 6 hours away. And then Florida Daytona, it's a like 10-hour and 20-minute drive straight through. And then if I was going to drive to Texas from here, shit, that's at least a day drive. And that's nonstop. California, shit, forget about it, man. Laguna Seca, it's probably a 3-day drive by the time you stop for gas and fuel. And if you stay the night somewhere, it's a long freaking drive. I've done it twice. Don't plan on doing it again anytime soon. I'll tell you that. See, Peter. What's up, Peter? He says the team still be going as we have Keo and Alicia and BSB. Jake's like,
I'm not going. I'm pretty sure if I'm right, I'm racing that weekend. So my dad will be going there by himself.
Oh my God. That's awesome. In this new BIMSY championship's not new, but a lot of us here in America have no idea what it is, right? I myself only know a little bit about it. I actually need to do some more research on it. It's, we got a lot of club racing out here in America. There's all kinds of classes, ASRA, CCS, where into track. I mean, there's just so many, and I assume it's like that out there in the UK too, right?
Yeah, there's quite a few different clubs, really. And you got the BIMSY one, you got No Limits, two I can think of off the top of my head.
North Gloucester, Emra.
Yeah.
Look, I was cleaning out my stuff and I found my original first race license I ever got from 1999.
Wow.
CCS. Yes, dude, look at that. Oh, that's when the legend was born right there, right? That was my first days of racing. It was I can't find none of my other race licenses. I don't know what the frick I did with them.
You weren't even born then, Jake, were you?
I weren't even born then, mate.
You're making me feel old there, Jake. Oh my God, that's all right. You'll be there, dude. So, Jake, tell everybody, how old are you, Jake?
So I turned 20 in November. I did. So I'll be turning 21 at the end of this year. I feel like I'm getting old now.
Martin, I remember them days, don't you?
Very vaguely. I like to keep them in the past.
Oh my God, dude. So moving forward, you're a big sponsor of RD Racing and Jake. Tell everybody your role and that you play in the paddock, Martin.
Pretty much the clothing side. We do a lot of the team merch, team wear, race wear, all that side of it. Do a few bits and pieces on the graphic sides for Jake, but it is majority the team wear and the race wear. We've got, obviously, as you know, on our website, we've got the partnership pages, which takes out a lot of the grief and the aggro for the teams. We do the whole lot basically for everyone. They don't have to buy anything. There's no stock. We just produce, ship, and the full package really for them. It is growing. It's hard, like anything getting into a sport. Everyone's already got their suppliers and stuff, but we're creeping in. We're doing quite a bit, as I say. BSB, Bempsey, we're doing really well in. That's growing rapidly. So yeah, we're pushing where we can.
I love it, man. I love it. Jake, man, you're looking good. I see you down there smiling. Look at Jake's smile right now. He's just like,
I'm just happy to be here, innit? Just happy to be living. That's the one.
listen, dude, it's an honor to have you two gentlemen here too, for sure. It's awesome, man. I love the vibe, man. We always, us three, we always have a great, vibe and connection, and that's that speaks volumes for sure. Jake, 2025, man, the season's coming up pretty rapid. I know BSB starts, and we had this conversation for a second. I think May, I think is the first round, Alton Park, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But you guys start in March, you said?
Yeah, so with Bemsey will be starting in March, and I believe our last round is the same time as the BSB last round too. So yeah, we start like March 14th or something like that.
Yeah, 14th, 15th, 16th.
And I think we finish October, middle of October. So it's quite dragged out, but we do less rounds than BSB, so it kind of just breaks the cost down a little bit because you're just doing basically like one race a month, whereas BSB sometimes you could be two races a month.
I think it's eight rounds in Bempsey, is it, Jake?
Yeah, 8 rounds at Bemsey, yeah.
That's awesome, man. It's across the board, around the whole world, our sport has grown and cost tremendously, right? I'm always talking about, to people, ways to, everybody's got their own views and opinions on how to keep the cost down, right? I feel like if we kept the cost down, it would open up the doors for more families to be able to afford to take their sons and daughters racing. It's like here in America, we don't have the Junior Cup no more. They replaced it with the Talent Cup, right? So us three, me, you, Jake, and Martin could go out and buy a salvage title 400 for like $1,000, dump $5,000 into it, and guess what? We can go race in Moto America, right? With the new Talent Cup that they come in, it is Kramer, and they're using the KTM Enduro 350 motor from the dirt bike in it, and the cost for that bike is like $24,000 off the jump, right? So now your average cost just to get into the Talent Cup, you gotta have a backup bike. You can't just show one bike. So, dude, you're looking at $70,000 just off the jump.
Yeah,
to get our entry level.
But anyone to get into it now, it is ridiculously expensive.
I would love to see them. People ask me all the time, why do I love BSB so much? Because obviously I talk about it all the time, man. Look at the racing, look what it produces, right? I don't think they're any better than we are here in America, but dude, the racing is so much more lively, right? The fans get into it a lot more. The commentators are like, whoa, let's fucking go, right? Our commentators here in America is like, yeah, he just got passed by turn one and blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's monotonous, right? There's no love. You guys listen to it and feel it, right? It's like, what's going on here? We need that liveliness, and we're missing that in our sport. But I feel like if we could lower the cost to be able for your average mom and dad, based on $100,000 combined income or less, can afford to actually travel to pay the entry fees, the tires. Because I don't know about your guys, you guys run Pirellis, correct?
Well, yeah, BSB, Pirellis it is.
But in Bemsey, you can pretty much run whatever you want.
Yeah, Bemsey is not controlled. I think there's only one class which is controlled tire, which is the Team Green Championship, but that's all like same make bike and stuff like that. So that has to be a controlled tire. So
in BSB, Martin and Jake, the control tire is Pirelli, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So out here, it's Dunlop, and each tire, like when you show up to Moto America, you have to buy the spec tire just like BSB, and it's $450 for a set of one set of tires.
Probably roughly the same for the Pirellis, I would have said, Jake, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's about around the same price for them as well here.
So, I feel like if the cost of it, the entry, paying the entry fees and all that, it's not really that that bad expense. You know, it's the travel here in America, you know, and then you show up to the track and it's, you know, you run, that's the biggest bill on a race weekend is your tire bill, you know, and I'm sure it's like that in BSB. I would love to see them bring Tire Wars back into it, bring Bridgestone back into it, bring Pirelli back into it, bring Dunlop back over there, right? Bring Michelin and all that. I think that would spark the tire wars, but it also lower the cost of the tires too as well, right? Because now everybody's competing against everybody. And we all know in this game, Jake might love the Pirellis, Owen Jenner might love the Dunlops, you know, it's all rider preference and how you feel and the feeling it gives you on the motorcycle. That's one way I think that could help bring down the cost level of the, you know, across the board anyway. The advantage that, and I tell people this all the time, the advantage that you guys have over there in the UK, man, all the tracks are within 8 hour circumference, pretty much. You can go into any track in the UK, right? Yeah. Look, we got Owen Jenner in here. He says, "Oi, oi." He says Bridgestones are the go with a bunch of crying emojis. How's your finger doing it, Owen? I seen that his finger was like, oh yeah, I've been there, by the way, except for my pinky was hanging off like this. I come up and I look at it and I was like, yeah, that's not right. It snapped my finger here and then snapped my wrist bone all the way down here too. It was it was pretty cool. I had a half cast, and I remember when I got it, took off me, and my pinky fingernail was like this long because I never cut it. I looked kind of like a cokehead, right? Let's go, right? Yeah, but it was. I remember that very well. Freaking hilarious. Peter Marsh says Martin Adams will also be joining us on the track this year at some of the RD racing track days. Man, I love it, dude. I can't wait to come out there and see you guys and hang out for sure.
They've just gifted me Jake's old training bike, so it's gone into retirement with me.
I love it, dude. And what an honor, Martin, right? Like,
yeah, I have to say it'd be nice. I did a little bit last year, but this year, yeah, I am looking forward to it, going out with them. Yeah, it gives Jake the experience of passing people, doesn't it?
Oh my God, I love it, dude. I love it. Peter says, can't wait to hit the track with him. So who's faster out of Martin, out of you and Pete?
Who do you reckon?
I'm saying Martin.
Oh yeah, all right, Jake.
Hey, he doesn't stay on the bike either, so.
Oh, is he a bit like you?
Yeah.
Hey, the apple don't fall too far from the tree, does it?
Exactly.
We'll find out this year.
Yep.
I'll have Jake training me, so I'll be all right.
You will be. Yep. Absolutely, you will be. Luke Watson, what's up, mate? He says, sorry I'm late. 3 legends right there. Mate, you and Kia are absolute legends too, my friend.
Yeah, he's lovely, old Luke.
Yeah, he's absolutely amazing. And then Owen Jenner says it's pretty jacked up, LOL, but surgery next week. How are you 3? Dude, we're good, man. I'm sitting here with 2 of my good mates right here, dude, talking all things racing. And Owen, bro, when you go hit me up so you could be in this seat right here and be on the podcast. Would love to sit down and have you on. But since we're talking about surgery real quick, Owen, I'm getting ready to have surgery on my left wrist too, March 18th. So really not looking forward to it. The sound of getting my wrist bone shaved down just don't sit well with me, right? I don't know how it is over there, but here in the United States, they have processes where you don't have to have surgery, but your insurance won't cover it, and out of pocket cost is just through the roof, right? Like, to me, it's like it's a crooked system to where your average normal people can't afford to pay those prices. Like, it's just ridiculous, right? So it leaves us to obviously do the only thing we can do, which is have surgery. I prefer not to have it, but at this point I gotta have it. So boo on that. But anyway, yeah,
it'll be worth it, mate. Get it done and sorted.
It'll be my second time on this wrist, right? The first one didn't take. So hopefully, if this one don't take, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know what I did tell him? I said, dude, why can't you just cut my wrist off right here and put me like an Anakin Skywalker whole mechanical, and then I won't have to worry about it again, right? That'd be awesome. But yeah, you know, that's something that, you know, across the board again, dude, that we're battling throughout all the series, just the cost, man. I would love to see the entry level, especially when you got people coming in from club racing, which Jake and everybody knows, Martin, that dude, club racing is such a more relaxed environment than BSB and Moto America, you know.
Definitely.
I think when people go from club racing and they make it to that next step in BSB and in Moto America, World Superbike, whatever, ASBK, Japan, wherever it is, it's a certain added pressure to the riders mentally, right? Because now I'm on the big boy stage, right? It's cameras are going to be everywhere. It's going to be televised, and it adds that extra pressure on. Again, the cost, man. I keep talking about it because I would love to see it come down, especially if you're going to have a one spec tire roll instead of $450 a set of tires. I mean, shit, they already pay a lot of money just to show up and get there and pay for their spots and the camping and all this, man. They should make it, like maybe $250 a set of tires. They're still making a shit ton of money because first and foremost, BSB is a business and so is Moto America. If they're not making money, guess what? We're not going racing, right? And a lot of that has to do with track costs are rising too with the insurance. We all well aware of all the insurance and stuff going around the world with the racetracks, and that also adds the extra cost to track days, club racing, right? So all that's added cost to it too as well. I don't like to say this, but our sport is kind of a dying sport right now, just because how expensive it is. It to me, it's almost seems like they're it's not intentional, but it's kind of like weeding out your average people that are 9-to-5 people like us working a normal job. Can't really get into the top level racing just because of the expense. And then on top of that, man, how hard it is to get outside sponsorships in our sport right now. You know what I mean? Especially with all this social media, right? Everybody wants to know how many followers do you got? How many people are going to see my ad when you talk about me on your social medias and all this? That has a huge part to play of your sponsorship roles and how much money you get from AKA certain sponsorships, right? I would love it to see, I know it's not going to happen, but dude, fucking bring back the cigarettes, man. They were fucking booming back then, man. There was so much money going around the paddock, right? Costs were down. People were actually making a living in our sport. We're not making a living in our sport right now. Jake's not getting paid. He's paying to play. I don't get paid to podcast. I'm just like Jake and Mark. I pay to do this, right? I do it for my love of the sport.
The JPS days and the Marlboro days.
Those were the proper days right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely the proper days. It's Alicia says BSB is the place to be though. 100%. Everybody knows it's my favorite. I keep my program guide right here next to my desk at all times because I'm always sitting in here when I'm getting ready to come up with a podcast, flipping through it, reminiscent of being there. It was can't wait to come back this year. Which brings me to Peter says, Chris, do you have your trip confirmed for this year? We need to make some plans. No, not right this second, but we will. I'll shoot you a message. We'll do a phone chat, Pete, and we'll sort all this out 110%. Can't wait. I talk about it all the time. I do. To the point where my wife's like, dude, I wish you would just shut the fuck up about British Superbikes. Like, for real. Like, can you talk about anything else? And I'm like, the Isle of Man TT. She's like, nope, not trying to hear that neither. Right? Because that's what I talk about all the freaking time. It's hard not to. I mean, when you're so passionate about something, it's hard to be quiet about it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I don't know. Have you seen the bit that we've got together, Clothing Kings and RD, to do with the cancer support, Chris?
I did. I was going to bring that up, man. So tell everybody the program.
I don't know if this is going to show much, but so we're doing basically trying to raise money for two of the charities, Copperfield, which is more the ladies' side, to be honest, for the young teenage girls, and then the prostate cancer, obviously for all blokes. It's on our partnership page, but all sale money, not just profit, but every t-shirt that's sold, all the money goes to split 50-50 between Copperfield and the prostate cancer. We've got a few sponsors on board who basically cover the costs of the t-shirts. There's still room for a couple more sponsors at the moment. It costs the sponsors £1 a t-shirt. We're aiming to get well, if it all goes well on the last round at Brands, on the paddock, it'll be basically a sea of pink and blue from people buying the t-shirts. The sales have gone really well so far, but it's no profit in it at all. Basically, the sponsors cover the costs. We're selling the t-shirts. I think I'm trying to think how much they are now. About £6 each, I think. But that £6 is split 100% between the two charities. So there is no like money coming out of it for the cost of the t-shirt, nothing like that. The sponsors cover the costs at the end of the day. They get their logo on the back of it. Good advertising for them. It's good for the whole of the race thing, really. It gets everybody's name out there, and it puts something back into some of the charities that really do need it, to be honest. Everyone knows someone at the end of the day.
Listen, I love it.
So yeah, we're pushing with that. So if there's any sponsors out there looking to get their name out to 50, 60,000 people at a circuit, go onto the partnership page, have a look, ping us an email.
There you guys go. You heard it first. And listen, put me down. I'm definitely going to donate to the cause. I'll buy me a couple shirts, man, for sure. 110%. 100%. I love to, again, help my friends in the industry grow, right? And that's supporting every single body, supporting Jake, supporting R&D, supporting Owen Jenner, supporting Kia Walker, supporting the Clothing King, right? It's all, we are in this little small bubble, right, of our, what I always call our beautiful circus, you know, and we help each other grow, which hopefully helps the sport grow too as well. It brings people in, people more interested in what you guys are doing with the whole cancer thing, man. It's a beautiful thing to see. Absolutely it is. You know, I wish more in the motorcycle world and a beautiful circus would step out and help more programs out like that. It just speaks volumes of not only where your head is at, but also where your heart is at too at the same time, right? And that just speaks volumes of you guys. And it's, dude, nothing but love. Congratulations. It's freaking awesome. Which brings me to my buddy Alan Grayson, right? Alan Grayson says, "Hi lads, ask Martin about the RD Racing charity shirts. He ordered 6 today for the family and can't wait for the season to start."
He's a legend, old Alan. He's lovely.
Yeah, he's absolutely amazing. I can't wait to meet him.
Very connected man.
Is he?
He is indeed. There's not many people he doesn't know.
So he's in the mob, connected in the mob, huh?
The mob of the B world.
I love it, man. I love it. Dude, it's programmed. So Martin, that brings me up, dude, how'd this whole idea come up with the charity?
I can't take credit for it. It was Pete's idea. We got together over it. And yeah, well, if anyone knows Pete, they know what he's like. He's 100 miles an hour. His mind's quicker than he is on a bike. Yeah, when he comes up with an idea, it happens. So yeah, we got together, came up with the idea, managed to get up with the character, explain to them, obviously to get them on board and make sure it was all okay first. We got their seal of approval, which was lovely. And yeah, within no time at all, the designs are done and the clothing's out there for sale. We're waiting for the last couple of sponsors to just confirm before we can actually ship out all the clothing, because we don't want to send them out missing any of the main sponsor logos. So there'll be a few people sort of waiting, but the season doesn't start yet. Everyone will have them before the season. But yeah, Pete being Pete, flies into everything very much, and here we are with it all up and running. And yeah, we've done, I would say, since it went live, which was only realistically probably about 2 weeks ago, I think we've done probably about 70, 80 tops already. And it hasn't had as much exposure yet because we haven't really pushed it till the last sponsors are on board. So in the background, it's been ticking away, and yeah, it's snowballing, as they say.
I love it. I've been sharing it on all my posts too. I'd love to come up with an idea to get America and BSB more involved with each other, right? I'd love to see like a rider program to where we had like a foreign exchange student, right? So to speak, where, hey, we'll trade you whatever, Jake Gagne for Jake Marsh for a season, right? And then we bring Jake over here. He stays with, somebody at the team, travels with them, and then he gets to race in Moto America, and our rider gets to go over there and stays with whatever team, the whole transition. And I think that would be good for our sport too. And it would give open up the doors for more opportunity, right? As far as sponsorships from the UK to America and America to the UK too as well.
I think it's the young generation, the very young ones who coming into it, who are good. I can't see how they can go all the way through now because of the financial costs. I mean, we've got together with another one, us and RD Racing. We've helping a little girl, 7 years old, I think she is, absolute fly. We're doing sponsorship and trying to raise her money because it is so expensive for an everyday family to get to the tracks, to do the tyres, to have the bike sorted out. And I don't know what's going to happen in sort of 5-10 years time when, harsh reality, Jake's a bit too old. And the younger generation are coming up. Where's the money going to come from? Because it is just every year on year, getting more and more expensive.
100%. I feel like everybody, like I like to say, is fishing out of the same small little pond for the same sponsorships, right?
Yeah.
And they're only so big of a company, and they can only hand out so much between, everybody. And the name of the game is, the your end result is the last. Your last result is where you are right now, right? Yeah. That's how our world looks at it. So. They pick and choose, I don't know how they do it, but I would love to see, again, more outside sponsorships come in. But how do we get outside sponsorships come in? My question is, how do we make our sport grow with what tools we have right now?
I think like Jake's got his sponsorship, which is great value. It's an easy way of putting in a little bit of money to the riders to help. But if more people did it, I don't know why more people don't. I mean, we're only a small business and we do everything we can to sort of help out the young riders and stuff like that. There's much bigger companies out there who would get a lot more exposure for not a lot of money, but they don't want to risk it. I don't know the reasons behind why people don't, to be honest, because it doesn't take a lot to help people like Jake, not being funny, the little girl that we're helping, Nelly Nuth, little bits, people chucking 20 quid here, 25 quid, something like that. It doesn't take many people, and it's covered a set of tyres. So I don't get why people won't put more into the motorsport side of it.
I don't either. And I think what you guys do out there is brilliant as far as the clubs you guys got, right? Jake with the Club 45, right? I talk about it all the time. I try to get my there you go, man. I signed up. I paid. I'm paid in full. I as soon as Jake hit me up, I was like, bro, I got you.
Chris, you are on there. Somewhere around there.
Yep, right there. He said, what number you want? I said, bro, I need number 45. You already know the deal. That's the number I want, man. It's I think that this whole club thing, to me, I think is an ingenious thing to do, because not only does Jake get help and with money coming in to help fund his tires and the cost of travel and entry fees and all that, it also brings people along for the ride to where I feel like I'm actually part of something. Yeah. Not just a fan of Jake showing up to the track, maybe getting a glimpse and maybe a hug and a picture and an autograph or something. I'm actually part of his journey, right? So it brings you into the world, so to speak, and you feel like you're actually part of the team because you are part of the team, right? And then the following year, it's basically a no-brainer, right? You're like, yeah, I'm definitely going to sign up again. So you build I don't like to use the word fans. You build friendships. Right. That's what I say. You build friendships by doing things like that. And then, giving back, doing the role, right? Every race weekend, you do a drawing. Somebody wins a knee slider from Jake or a poster or whatever it is. It's a way to give back also to your fan base, which again, I like to use the fans, your friend base. And it helps everybody out, right? I try to get so many of my friends over here in America to do that. I'm like, bro, why don't you start a club? And they're like, a club? I'm like, yeah, dude, it's free to start, right? You just, boom, choose whatever you want, 50 slots, 100 slots, whatever you want. You come up with a price in mind, And boom, this is how you do it. And I offer to help everybody. Dude, if you need any help, hit me up. I'll sit down. We'll wrap it up, run ideas together, and let's get it started because it's free to start. Everybody needs help in this sport. Everybody. You don't think Tommy Birdwell ever needed help? Think again. You think Glenn Irvin still to this day right now, how expensive it is? They all need help still.
Sponsors who put the money in, and it's why it keeps going. But it's just getting more people on board and more people realizing that it doesn't take a lot to help.
It doesn't. It's just getting it out there, and I don't know, Martin. I beat myself up over it a lot of the times, thinking about it, wrapping my head around, just different ideas in different ways to, just spark something. Because it's they say it takes that one spark to start the fire, right? But I feel like in our industry it's a little bit harder than just that one spark to start the fire. You actually need a couple, right, that are on board, that are willing to, and like you said, it don't cost a lot of money, man. Every little bit helps. Would you say, Martin?
It's the price of a Nando's and you can help one of the riders out. You wouldn't think twice of going out for a meal and spending 50, 100 quid and not being funny. By the end of the night, it's done and forgotten, isn't it? Whereas you put the same sort of money into helping someone once, that's the chance they've got another set of new tyres, something like that.
And speaking of that 100 quid you spend on that meal, you're just going to shit it out the next day. So it's a lost situation where
I was going to be more polite, Chris.
It's okay. We're not polite around here, right? But it's donating to Jake and Keo and dude Chloe Jones and Flores and all my mates around the world. It's people listening. You don't understand how much it is appreciated and how much they value that, right? It's a big deal. So I encourage everybody all the time, sign up, donate. What Martin just said, it don't cost a lot of money. 45 quid. I'm trying to think what I paid Jake US money. I think it was like $60 US, if I'm not mistaken, to send Jake his 45 pounds. I mean, dude, $60 ain't shit. $60 a year? I mean, come on, man. You get 100 people sign up at $60. That's a pretty good little chunk of change to help you buy your tires and get to the track, right? And turn somebody's future around. You know what I mean? Help them make that progression in that next step. We need it more in our sport now than ever. 100%. Back in the day out here in the United States, when we had the cigarette sponsorships and all that, there were club racers making a living club racing in this sport. Matter of fact, we have a race out here, fucking brain fart, the Loudon Classic. It pays out more than any Moto America event we have. Think about what I just said. We got club races that pay out more than what Moto America pays out. How does this happen? That just goes to show what state of tune our sport is in.
Yeah.
We need to turn that around, right? We need to not necessarily we need to turn it around, but club racers still got to make some money, right? You got to have some type of kickback to show up to continue because club racing's expensive too, right? Let's just be honest with the travel and the tires and blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's just a big mind fuck for me, man. And I try to just come up with different ideas in different ways to, not only give back to the sport, but also help it grow at the same time. So every bit helps. 102%. Craig O'Hara says, you guys will have my support and Racing in Pink support with anything we can help with.
Yeah,
can I just mention, I'm supporting the Racing in Pink charity as well this year. So I'm running pink on my race suit and my bike with the Racing in Pink logo, with some proceeds of Club 45 are going towards the Racing in Pink charity, as well as anything we can get given at the race weekends.
And all the merch is on our site, on the partnership page as well, so people can raise money for that through that as well.
I love it, man. It's imperative what you guys are doing. Bravo, kudos. It's I fucking love it. I love to hear it, man. It's we need more people like you in our sport to do what you guys are doing to help it grow as a whole, right? Just think if everybody had something like that going, you know, it would.
Every little bit helps, and it's different avenues, and it don't cost a lot to help, does it? Buy a T-shirt, something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Terry says, "Don't forget, Jim Gibson is a legend." Yeah.
That's your man, isn't it, Jake?
Yeah, Jim's my mechanic, the main man. He is a legend.
Pete says Jim Gibson, defo, big part of it. He came up with the cancer support.
Oh, it was Jim. I didn't realise that.
I love it. Well, thank you, Jim. Your
Jim's
ideas.
Slogan, man. He comes up with some weird and wonderful slogans for whatever you're doing.
I love it.
Not just that, he's very talented anyway, but yeah, he's got the gift of the gab.
Yeah.
Peter says Jake just got confirmation, though, to go to Seville.
I think that's through to go to Seville, but okay.
Jake said, "Okay,
I'm not sure if he's telling me that or if he's just saying that I've just got confirmation to go. I'm not sure.
I'd say it's both. He's telling you and telling you got confirmation to go. So yeah, that's how I see it anyway. So
yeah, so that should be a good little test then before the season starts.
Will that be soon, Jake?
That's looking like the start of March. That test is.
Okay.
So that's right around the corner.
Yeah.
I mean, literally right around the corner. Yeah, it's freaking, dude, it's already March 9th. It's like, I mean, February, March 9th. Where the frick did the time go, right? It's like, it's 2025 and we're already almost 3 months into it. It's crazy how time flies.
Race season will be here soon.
I cannot wait. It's going to be a proper mega season in BSB, World Superbike, MotoGP. I mean, everywhere. There's been a lot of seat changes. Again, you know, the last race of BSB last year was absolutely hands down the best race of the season out of any championship in the world. MotoGP, World Superbike, Moto America. It was edge of the seat, sitting on a couch going, holy shit, right? Let's go. I'm expecting Tommy and Kyle just to boom and take each other out. And they swapped places so many times. It's always amazing to see people come down, and the fans love more than anything for it to come down to the last race with a half a point or a point or a couple points between the riders where they're just like, they throw everything out the window, win it, I'm a fucking Bennett, right? And that's what it is. And you see the determination, but on the flip side of that I love too, is you see the love and support that each rider has for each other. So after it's big hugs, you know, of course, somebody's fucking pissed. The other guy's happy and crying, but they both elevated their games together, right? Whether they realize it. And then you're always going to have the rivalries where riders just don't get along with each other and don't like each other, which is perfect because in this game that you guys are playing, that we're all part of, we need that, right? If I think in our sport right now too many people are friendly, so to speak, right? We need that Lorenzo Rossi rivalry, right? We want to see that talking shit and blah 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 blah. It brings people in, right? That's what attracts the outsiders into our sport, is that rivalry. You know what I mean? So yeah, Mike says, wishing Jake the Willie King the best for 2025.
Yeah. Mike's took one of the best photos I ever got on me Triumph doing a wheelie.
I love it. I think I have that one in my phone, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you have posted it before.
On Willie Wednesday, right? I always tag it when I pull up a picture. I'm like, it's Happy Willie Wednesday. This photo credit goes to my mate, you know, Jake Marsh or whatever. It's yeah, man, I love doing shit like that. Craig O'Hara says, thank you, Jake and Martin, for your support over the past few years. We have raised 17,000 pounds for cancer research. Look forward to working with you both again this year, dude. Absolutely,
definitely.
Dude, I love it, man. I love it. Well, gentlemen, we're coming up on an hour right now as we speak. I'm gonna end this podcast here in a minute. It was an absolute honor to sit down with you two gentlemen and talk it out. GT said, fucking love you, Chris, and I love you too, GT, 100%. I love it. I love you guys, right? Yeah. So listen, we're in the chat. I'll send you guys some dates. You guys just pick a date and time that works best for y'all, and we'll sit down and we'll run it back. We'll talk about how the whole cancer thing's going, how much money you guys raised and in the club. So listen, before I let them two in the podcast, I just need to give a big shout out to everybody. Thank you guys and girls so much for watching the podcast. You guys don't understand what an honor it is to be here to be able to do this. And without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you guys and girls so much. It's nothing but love. And if you had not yet, please go to all my socials, my YouTube, Podbean, all that. Hit that like and that subscribe and that bell, that ding, 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 right? So you get notifications for all these proper mega podcasts with my mega friends coming on it. Big shout out to, Next Level Financial, BisonTrack.com, Chef Eats, TST Industries, and of course, as always, my man Martin from the clothingking.co.uk to get all your Pendergast merch. Superbike Supply, SFL Mini GP, RD Racing, and my mate Jake Marsh right here. Vet2 Track, Flying Eyes Optics, 64 Degree Racing, Ghetto Customs, Carnes Performance, KYT Helmets America, K-Tech Suspension, Birch, Kendall, and Dakar, absolutely amazing people. Ready to Race in North Carolina, Coleman Power Sports in Virginia, McLeo Escapes Track and Tour, Road Racing World. I need everybody to go to roadracingworld.com, donate to the fund for our air fences. It's imperative that we have air fences at the racetrack, because if we didn't have the air fences, we didn't have the ambulance, and we didn't have the corner marshals, guess what? We're not racing and we're not riding. Everything helps. Same thing with the club. Please donate to the cancer club that they got going on. Donate to Jake, man. Any friends in your industry that have clubs, just donate to all your friends. Just help them out. £5, £5, $5 whatever it is. Listen, you're gonna spend more than that when you go to the grocery store and you buy a pack of cigarettes or whatever it is, right? So, man, help somebody out, right? Big shout out to STG, my man Brian and Max Van, Dripping Wet, REB Graphics, and GRG Graphics. Big shout out to my girl Leaky at Venom Undersuits, man. She gave me this undersuit. This is actually Johann's Folger, however you say it, his top to his undersuit, which is absolutely amazing. And I tell people like this all the time. They're like, well, you're an ambassador for Bison and 64 Degree Racing. They sent me a custom 2-piece undersuit. It's one of my favorite undersuits, right? And I tell everybody this: listen, when you go to the track, you go into a race, you go into a track day, don't bring one undersuit. Matter of fact, bring more undersuits than you think you need, as well as underwear too. But that's just a given, right? Because if not, you'll be walking through the paddock stinking. People are not going to talk to you, and you're just going to hate yourself, because you'll be like, what's that smell, right? That's you, mate. That's you right there, right? So do yourself a favor, get a couple undersuits. You'll make everybody happy, right? Big shout out to anybody out there in the UK. My mate Mike the Spike Edwards does coaching, so you guys can go to v121pro.com and pair up with him and get you some coaching from a legend. Big shout out to BTR, Build Train Race, World Infield here in America. It's one of the best programs we have here at Moto America. For those that don't know, I talk about BTR. It's an all-women's championship that they bring them in. They provide them the bike. They provide them all the tools, all the stuff they need to build their own bikes, right? They actually put the bikes together. They change their own tires. They put their own chains on throughout the whole seasons. They take their tires at Dunlop. They get the tires. They put the stickers on them, the whole nine. It's an amazing program, right? And it don't really cost a lot to join it. And what they're doing for our sport to help it grow is nothing but love to BTR. Racer 411 program with my man Ant Lee Terry and tippinracing.com. And last but not least, a big shout out to my man Hyper Naked Leathers. And listen, people, all these people that I say on here, they're my friends in the industry, and you're not going to go wrong by supporting any of them or buying anything from any of these people that I just named out in the industry, right? You just need to find out what fits you and your personality the best, and you're not going to go wrong with any of them. But listen, that's enough of me doing this, because you guys know I love to do this, man. I'm going to leave the floor to my man Martin from the Clothing King and the legend himself, Jake Marsh. Tell everybody where they can find you guys, sign up for the donations. You guys know the deal, the whole nine.
You going, Jake?
Go on, Martin. You go. I got a list to go through.
Obviously, the cancer support tops. We've got these. A lot of it's on our website, clothingkings.co.uk. Under the partnership pages, the cancer ones are on the RD Racing page, RD Racing Support. whatever you can do on that helps massively. We're also helping a little girl, Nellie Newth, Nellie 44. She'll be having her merch on our site very soon. So she's only 7. Have a look at her because unbelievable for the age. Obviously, thank RD Racing for everything they've done to help me get through and contacts, etc., and the bike. California Superbike School, obviously, for my track time there and my training, and everyone else who supported me last year and has carried on over this year. I do seriously appreciate it. We are growing. We're doing everything we can to help people in the paddock. And obviously, Chris, thank you to you for having us back on here.
Mate, the honor is all mine, and I can't wait to sit back down and have you back on.
And I'll thank Jake now for the training this year that he hasn't started yet.
Yeah, of course, mate. Okay, so you can find me on all my socials, Jake Marsh on Facebook, Jake Marsh _45 on Instagram. Also, a good one to look out for me on is my TikTok, Jake M _45. I post a lot of good content on there. I just want to say thank you to all my sponsors, Fuchs Silcoline, R&G, The Clothing Kings, Dave Croft, DPC Suspension, and Superbike School, Road Race Rider Coaching. I'm really bad at remembering them all.
Jim Gibson.
I just want to thank the team RD Racing with my 2 main mechanics, the legends I call them, Jim Gibson and Luke Watson. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to a good 25. And thank you, Chris, as always, again.
Mate, listen, the honor is all mine, you too. And don't forget, people, sign up for Club 45, right? It's Jake, tell everybody where they can go to sign up for your club.
So if any of you just want to drop me a message or just on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, you can drop me a message and I can send you details through. I do post about it on all my social media too. You can even email me if you really fancy it, just jakemarsh2004@gmail.com.
Absolutely. And listen, any of my friends out here or anybody that's listening to this, if you're not friends with Jake or don't follow him on social media, hit me up. I'll put you in direct contact with Jake so you can get on. Please go to theclothingkings.co.uk. Go to the partnership page, man. Go to RD Race and get you a cancer shirt. It's imperative, right? Just like we've been talking about. And again, listen, thank every single one of you guys. I love every single one of you guys and girls. Without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. And I can't wait to sit down with these 2 legends again. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this beautiful Sunday. I hope your guys' Sunday is as proper mega as each and every one of you. It was an absolute honor today to sit down with my 2 mates and the legends, Martin from the Clothing Kings and my mate, Jake Marsh. Let's fucking go, people. 2025. Woo! All right. I'm going to end this podcast. You just stay on with me just for one more second. I got a new outro too, by the way. Check this out.
Calling all 2-wheel enthusiasts, get ready to rev up your earbuds with Pin the Gas Podcast, the ultimate motorcycle racing podcast, hosted by Chris Simcoe, one of our very own excellent leaders here in Roanoke, Virginia. With expert analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and exclusive writer interviews, Pin the Gas Podcast delivers the adrenaline rush of the racetrack straight to your ears. Whether you're a diehard fan or a curious newcomer, you'll gain insights that will transform how you watch and understand motorcycle racing. On your favorite podcast app, join Simcoe as he takes you on a high-speed journey through the world of motorcycle racing. Pin the Gas Podcast.